Price of a Rose. Chapter 9. The day is filled with joy as I pack. Shane insists I take all the dresses to give to my sisters and mother. He also loads a bunch of gold and jewels into a separate bag. He has me packing a treasure trove, even though I tell him we don't need it and that I can't carry it all home. Shane chuckles and leads me outside, showing me a cart with 2 horses. Wait, where did they come from? I say, gesturing to the 2 equines. He points over to the stable. Where do you think? You never looked in there, did you? I frown because I could have escaped this place much easier if I had known. Then again, I only went outside when Shane came with me and when Fern and I jumped off the balcony. Once night falls, I can finally leave. Shane, in his red spirit form, and all his staff stand outside to bid me adieu. Throughout the day, I have heard many viewpoints from the spirits. Multiple staff members are proud of Shane's choice. Others think he is dooming them, but Shane doesn't seem to care what they think. I nod to Fern and Ned, knowing that hugging them isn't an option. They both smile at me and even bow. I thank a few other spirits for their work, like the seamstress who created the dresses I wore. When I reach Shane, my words are lost. I don't know what to say. I shouldn't thank you for freeing me, but then there's all this. I glance at the bags and trunks full of expensive items. Shane chuckles, his figure shifting in and out of focus. What? I thought it was standard procedure to give your captive a lifetime of jewels. His joyful attitude then dies quietly. I wait because I know he has more to say. Arabelle, I apologize for everything I put you through. I was possessive and manipulative, and I don't want to be that person anymore. Do you think I can just be Shane from here on out? The edges of my eyes crinkle. Yes, Shane. I believe you can. I turn to the cart, but when I'm about to sit in the front, I notice a rose on the seat. My eyes drift back to Shane as I pick up the red flower. For your father, he whispers. My attention returns to the rose, and I smile at it before I hit the reins. The horses gallop forward. Amongst the sound of the cart and clopping hooves, I hear someone flying behind me. My head turns to see Shane floating a distance away from the cart. I smile and then wave at him. Expecting him to slow down and wave back, I'm stunned when he flies even faster. As the horses move forward, I watch him match their pace. He extends his hand out to me once he reaches my side. I am unsure what he wants, so I reach out too. The cart passes over the last of the castle's grounds. My fingers go straight through his glowing form, and I feel nothing. Shane slows down despite the absence of touch and lets the horses carry me away. I stare at him for the longest time until I can no longer see him. Finally, I face the front, staring down at my hand. I have been out of Shane's grasp since we met. There's a barrier around me that has protected me from him, and who knows if it will ever come down. Slowly, I lift my eyes to the trail that will lead me home. Every now and then, I glance at the rose lying next to me. I can't say I love him, but I don't hate him either. Then there it is, my house, my home. The lights are lit inside. I will the horses to go faster until we reach the front of the house. I jump out of the cart before the horses can slow down properly. I run inside, interrupting my family's dinner. My eyes first land on my mother. I run and hug her while everyone else is completely frozen from shock. My mother, too, is frozen for a while, but then she embraces me, kissing the top of my head. Then Danny joins the hug. After that, Flint and Gil join. Then my sisters come last. I'm the first to speak. I love you all. I've missed you so much. I was worried that I lost you too, my mother cries. Danny breaks the hug when he shouts, Sasha! I need to tell her you're back. He is about to run out of the house but turns back to me and asks, Wait, how did you escape? Believe it or not, he let me go, I say, and he insisted I take some things too. I wink at my sisters. I think there's about everything in there you could want. Mia and Janissa look at each other, and then they rush outside as fast as they can, crawling on each other to get out the door. The rest of us follow them in an orderly fashion. The 2 easily find the dresses, as if they already know where they are. The boys' mouths drop open when they see the stuffed cart. I smile at Gil. You can rebuild father's business with the money. He nods slowly. Yeah, just one of those boxes could do it. He faces Flint. I could even make you my second-hand man. They clap their hands together, making my mother smile. I bump Danny in the arm, and you can give Sasha a nice wedding ring. His face turns bright pink. I look through one of the boxes and pull out a gold ring with a flower-shaped diamond. Gracefully, I hand it to him and wink. He scratches his head and looks over at our eldest siblings. They look back, knowing what he is going to ask. Gil shakes his head and puts a hand on Danny's shoulder. You shouldn't wait for us to pick a pretty girl up when you have one. My sisters and Flint nod, agreeing with him. He blinks and then he pumps his fist. I'll be back, he sings, running off to find Sasha. I guess we should get this stuff inside, my mother says. We can sort things out tomorrow, but I think we should stay here in this town, don't you? Gil laughs. Actually, I was thinking I could repurchase the house. With this, we can afford to have 2 houses. Plus, we'll have a steady income once the business is running. Janissa rolls her eyes. Oh, please. You want to return for Victoria, not the house. Hey, don't lecture me. Didn't you have a guy you liked too? Maybe he's still single. And what about you, Mia? I already know Flint is coming with me. Mia shakes her head. I think I'm going to stay here. I've gotten used to it, but that doesn't mean Janissa gets all the dresses. Arabelle, I'm guessing you'll be staying, Gil questions. I nod. I don't plan to go anywhere for a while. Then I remember the rose. Quickly, I reach up to get it and run to my flower garden. I look at the blooming flowers already growing. I place the rose down in the middle of them. Comforts me to see the red against the pretty blue. Then, someone from behind me holds a small bag out of me. It's my mother. I found these seeds in one of the boxes, she says. They're rosebush seeds. I take the bag with a smile. I didn't know he put those in there. Would you like to help me plant them? She agrees and we plant the seeds in the dirt. That's when someone bear hugs me from behind. I know it is Sasha immediately by the sound of her giggles and the sparkling ring she wears. How did you get that awful demon to let you go? She asks. I laugh. You honestly wouldn't believe me if I told you how it all happened. I'll just put it this way. He had a change of heart, and he finally fixed a mistake from the past. I'll explain it later after we talk about that ring. She backs away and extends her left hand out. I know. I almost had a heart attack when he told me you returned unharmed, and then he popped the question. When is the wedding? Do you know yet? I ask, cupping her hands in mine. Tomorrow, she jokes, making Danny teeter behind her, but she corrects herself. No, that's far too quick. We agreed to do it 5 weeks from now. She hugs me again, and I'm overwhelmed with joy. I don't know if I can sleep tonight because of it. That is until we break away and walk to the front with Danny and my mother. Emmett stands there by the cart, leaning against the frame. You've returned, he grins charmingly. Sasha groans, and a smile tugs at my lips. I know exactly what I want to say to this man. It's been stewing in my mind for months. I walk up to Emmett, looking him straight in the eyes as my arms are crossed. You truly are the most pathetic man I have met. If you're going to impress a girl, you shouldn't leave her when someone attacks her. Fortunately, I acted quickly and survived past your mere hour spent in the castle. You'll never be able to beat my record of 2 months and a half, I say to him. He straightens out his shirt. I'll take that bet. I'll even kill the thing that took you. I tense up. Then I lift my hand and slap Emmett as hard as I can. If you go anywhere near that castle, you'll be killed on sight. That person you call a thing wasn't impressed by your actions either. And unlike you, he has changed tremendously, so he might spare you if you attack him. Might. I'm sure, though, if you were a king, you would end up just like him. Thank the Creator that you're not, because she would have cursed you instead. Good night, Emmett. All of my family leaves him outside. Flint and Gil bring the remaining boxes inside while accidentally trotting on Emmett's feet. My sisters carry in the dresses, bumping into either side of him, making him stumble forward before he catches himself. 5 weeks pass and Danny and Sasha's wedding day arrives. Strange to think Danny is a husband now. I watch him and Sasha dance in our yard, with others clapping to the music. I've hidden away in the garden, so Emmett will leave me alone. Danny splits from Sasha to dance with our mom, and Sasha dances with her father. After that, they switch partners again. Danny dances with new mother-in-law while Sasha dances with Gil. Through all of it, I feel my father's presence. I look at the patch of green in the garden. The rosebush is making its way out of the ground, but it will be a while before we see any bloom. I then remember Shane and the curse. I need to visit him sometime and take him outside of his castle. He won't find anyone if he stays in there. That's when I feel something brush against my hand lightly. I turn around, but no one is there. I look down at my hand. Then, at the corner of my eye, I see that copper-red hair going into the small barn Gil and Flint built. I stroll to the barn, thinking I've lost my mind. When I get there, I open the door just a crack and peek in. The door swings wider, and I'm tugged inside. Next thing I know, I'm in Shane's arms. I squirm as I try to get some breathing room. "What are you doing here? I thought you'd be moping around in your castle." He releases me and surprisingly blushes from embarrassment. "Sorry, I just wanted to see you. Checking in on you in the mirror wasn't good enough. You look beautiful, by the way." He coughs and averts his gaze from me like he suddenly needs approval to stare. I glance down at my blue bridesmaid dress, noting that it is simple compared to anything I wore at the castle. It is a nice dress. Sasha picked the design, and Genesa made it with some help from Mia. "No, it has nothing to do with the dress," he remarks, staring at the sunlight entering the barn through a large window. "You're just happy." I nod. I am happy. I'm celebrating with my family, and life is good. Shane. He finally looks at me. I clasp my arms behind my back and inch closer to see the gray of his eyes. Shane tilts his head, waiting for me to say more. "You can be happy too. There's plenty of ladies here for you to dance with." He turns his back to me. "And what about you? Will you dance with me, Arabelle? I'll ask permission from each of your brothers and your mother. I just want to dance with you and only you." I swallow. He wants to know if my feelings have changed, but I just tried to push him towards other women once again. He gave me riches to support my family when he didn't have to. He clearly listened to what I said and took that into account. And here he is, respectfully asking me to dance. What else do I want him to do? If there's no chance I'll fall in love, I should be direct, but that's the issue. There is a chance. "Shane, I'm willing to admit that I care about you. I can see you're trying. I just hope it's not just for me." "It's not," he exclaims, whirling around. "I did that the last time with the charity ball, but that's not what this is. Look, I would take my time building our relationship, but there's little of that left. I've begged on my knees for the Creator to release my staff at the very least, but I've heard nothing from her. The only sign she has given these past years is when she brought me back to you," I whisper, following his train of thought. Close my eyes, thinking. Shane has about 2 months left, which should be enough time to start fresh. I'll let him court me properly, something I refused to do even before he was cursed. Opening my eyes, I confidently say, "I'll visit you after the wedding. This time, I'll seriously consider your offer of marriage, but Shane..." "Yes," he says, with a hopeful look that kills me. "I cannot promise anything," I finish. Shane nods. I understand. "Though you're giving me far more than I deserve. Thank you, Arabelle." He takes my hand, bowing his head to kiss it. My gut churns with guilt as I wonder if this will be the greatest mistake of my life, whether for my own sake or for his and his servants'.